Hello, and welcome to today's video. My name is Sandra, known as gain_strength_ on all social media platforms. And we're gonna talk about creatine today. Is creatine worth the hype? Does it even work? What even is creatine? We're gonna cover some creatine facts, the benefits of supplementing with creatine. We'll talk about some misconceptions and then some tips if you wanna start taking some creatine. Let's start off with what is creatine. So creatine is naturally occurring in your body, primarily in your muscles and your brain, meaning everybody already has creatine in their body. You have creatine, your mom, your sister, your neighbor, everybody. And it plays a crucial role in producing energy, especially in short bursts like sprinting or weightlifting. Now, your body produces it in the liver, kidneys, and pancreas using amino acids. It is then stored in your muscles as phosphocreatine, which helps regenerate adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which is our body's main source of energy. ATP means energy. So when you do a deadlift or a sled push, ATP is rapidly used up. And that's when creatine steps in and helps regenerate ATP. So the more creatine you have stored in your muscle cells, the faster you can replenish ATP, which, as we know, the more energy you have or you feel during your workout, the better. Now, earlier I did say that creatine is naturally occurring in your body. So your body naturally makes about 1 to 2 grams per day, but you can also get some from food like red meat, poultry, or fish. But to maximize your creatine stores, you would need to eat about 2 to 3 pounds of meat daily. Now that we have a better understanding of what creatine is, let's talk about what the benefits of creatine supplementation are. Now, creatine has the most studies of a single supplement done on humans. And in this video, I am referring to creatine monohydrate, which is the one that the majority of these studies use. Now, there are a lot of different types of creatine, but monohydrate is all that you need. And the one thing we've already talked about is the increase of energy, because it helps replenish ATP levels. So it helps push you harder in the gym. It helps with explosive movements. Think sprinting, jumping, weightlifting. I'm not referring to long distance endurance. That's something completely different. Now, studies have shown an increase of strength and power when supplementing with creatine. I think there's maybe a close to 500 studies done on this topic. Creatine also helps with faster muscle growth and recovery. Now, creatine helps pull water into muscle cells, which promotes protein synthesis and muscle repair. It can lead to increased muscle mass over time. And as I mentioned earlier, it can help with endurance, since it can reduce fatigue and improve performance. Now, there are also cognitive and brain benefits. Remember, creatine is naturally found in your muscles and your brain. Things like mental clarity, memory, and focus. It plays a role in major depressive disorders, and there are a lot of studies and information coming out regarding cognitive and mental health related benefits for creatine. But honestly, that's a video for a different time. And there are more long-term benefits based on research. It can help with bone health, blood sugar control, and reducing age-related muscle loss. Now, of course, there will be some misconceptions surrounding creatine. And the one that you have probably heard more is that creatine is a steroid. No. Creatine is not a steroid. The first thing I said about creatine is that it is naturally occurring in your body and that it can be found in foods. Whereas steroids are man-made, they are a synthetic hormone. Creatine does not affect your hormone levels, whereas steroids do. And typically with steroids, you kind of have to cycle off, but creatine, you don't have to do that. Another misconception is that it causes bloating, mainly because people feel that it makes them look bloated or they feel just puffy. But if you recall, I mentioned that creatine helps pull water into your muscle cells. So it increases the water retention inside of your muscle cells, making them look fuller and more defined, not bloated like water retention under the skin. Now, some people might experience slight water gain, but remember, this is from muscle hydration, not fat or bloating. Another thing is that creatine is bad for your kidneys. Now, this misconception comes from the fact that creatine increases creatinine levels in the blood, which is used to assess kidney function. However, research has repeatedly shown that creatine supplements do not harm kidney function in normal, healthy individuals. Now, keep in mind, if you have pre-existing kidney diseases, you should avoid creatine, but just talk to your doctor. And also, creatine is only for bodybuilders. Did you not hear all of the benefits I just listed for creatine supplementation? Creatine benefits all types of athletes, not just bodybuilders. And honestly, it helps maybe even those that don't necessarily lift weights. Like I said, it helps prevent muscle loss, it improves strength, and just all of the cognitive benefits. So let's say you've heard everything I've said and you want to know, how do you actually take creatine supplements? The recommended dose for creatine is 3 to 8 grams daily. It used to be 5 grams, but based on research, it has been increased to about 8 grams daily. But I would recommend you stick maybe closer to that 5 grams, unless you are maybe a bit heavier, closer to that 200 or more pounds. Then yeah, maybe more so that 8 grams would be a little bit more beneficial for you. And your muscle stores will reach full saturation in about 3 to 4 weeks. Now, some do suggest loading creatine, meaning taking 20 grams of creatine daily for about a week, and that you will see the benefits faster, but that's not necessarily true nor necessary. And also, that can lead to you feeling more of that bloating because of the water retention that I mentioned earlier. I would recommend that you just do that 5 grams daily versus the whole 20 grams for a week. Now, typically it does come in powder form, so you can just mix it with water, juice, or in your protein shake. Just follow the instructions that are on the bottle, but make sure you take it daily even when you don't work out. So if you already take vitamins, just include your daily creatine supplementation into that. If, let's say, you're the type of person that drinks a glass of water when you wake up, include your creatine in there. Just make sure you don't forget. Now, I usually take mine before I work out with my pre-workout because it's not flavored, and personally, I just don't like how it tastes, just the creatine with the water, so I like to mix it in with my pre-workout just for a little bit more flavor. And with that, the time of day that you take it does not matter. Again, the most important thing is that you take it daily, even on days where you don't work out, because daily supplementation is a requirement. If, let's say, you take it for 3 months and you don't feel the effects, but you're only taking it 4 days out of the 7 days of the week, you're not being consistent with it, so you probably will not be seeing those benefits. So take it daily. Now, just remember, creatine is a supplement. You still have to work hard. You still have to go to the gym. You still have to be mindful of your diet and your recovery. Creatine will give you a small boost. It's not going to magically make you super strong and have a ton of muscles. Any supplement that says it can do that, run the opposite way. And I will say that before you take any type of supplement or drastically change your diet, I always recommend that you speak to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I am just sharing with you the information that is out there based on research, based on science. But at the end of the day, it is something that you should talk to your doctor to make sure you are one of those individuals that can take creatine supplementation. And I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information, with you end up feeling just overwhelmed. So I'm going to wrap it up here, but I want to hear from you in the comment section. Do you take creatine supplements? Is this something that maybe you are going to start taking? Let me know in the comment section. Also, if there's any other video or topic that you want me to cover, again, let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate every single one of you that is subscribed to my channel, that likes my videos, that comments, that shares my videos. I truly appreciate it all. And I will catch up with you guys in the next video. And don't forget, you are stronger than your mind lets you think.